on him? Okay, all right. I'll come back around.
Okay, sounds good.
But once we get the public comment, but you got it by now.
No, I don't see anybody on yet. Okay.
Sounds good. Already ready. Okay, we will get started. Good morning, all. Welcome to our meeting. This is the combo meeting we have of salary board to be followed by the formal Board of Commissioners meeting. And we'll get started here. Today's October 12th, 2023. We're at our 9:30's arrive. So we start with the salary board and convene that and begin with a roll call of members present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Commissioner Fauci.
I'm here.
Commissioner DiFilippo.
Present.
Controller Whitcomb.
Here.
Okay, very good. Brings us to the minutes of our previous meeting on September 28th. We don't need action on that.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of September 28th.
Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, so that brings us to today's salary board actions.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board actions except for the district attorney's office.
I second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think you may have skipped over public comment.
Did I? There was probably a subconscious.
Thank you, Angela.
That's why she's here. Okay, we'll go back to item 3. We have public comment. That's for the salary board issues, not board commissioners issues. So is there anyone wishing to address the salary? Not seeing anything, so thank you. We'll move on. Advancing on to item 5, which is the salary board. So now we have the.
I would make a motion for the approval of the district attorney's positions that are before the salary board this morning.
Second motion.
Okay, so moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Any additional business to come before salary board? I see and hear none. So we'll
Make a motion to adjourn.
okay, we adjourn that meeting. Which is board commissioners meeting. Ask you to stand and join us at the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great, thank you. All right, this juncture, we provide public comment. This at this time. This is for non-agenda items and items that are on the agenda. You get a chance to speak to when they are addressed by the board. But anything additional for the board commissioners? Anyone? Nothing online. Okay, then I'll move us along. We'll move to the consent agenda and into the deputy chief clerk.
Thank you, Commissioner. Morning, everybody. Is it important to do we don't have to do the call to order or we don't have to do the roll call ananymore?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You can. It's.
it's okay.
I was
Fair
not
enough.
asleep for that one.
So let's follow. Let's do it by the book. Okay. So I mean, when we do this, we call it to order. So that's kind of done. But we'll start. We'll have the roll call of members present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
I'm still here.
Commissioner Fauci.
I'm here.
Commissioner DiFilippo.
Present. Thank you all. Okay, appreciate that. All right, so now we'll move over to Angela, Deputy Chief Clerk, for the consent agenda items.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. The next section of the agenda is the consent agenda. It contains items 4 through 15. These appear to not be controversial in nature and do not require any additional discussion. If there is an item that anybody would wish to have removed from the consent agenda, please make that request at this time. Otherwise, commissioners, I would ask for approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, that takes us on to the regular agenda. And our first item of discussion is a letter of support for Sadler Health Center, and I will call on Laurel Spagnola to discuss.
Thank you. Good morning, commissioners. Sadler Health Center is here today to request a letter of support for our application. It's called a service area competition application through HRSA, which is the Health Services Resources Administration. Sadler is under the auspices of HRSA. We receive some federal funding from them, and every now and then we have to apply for our certification in Cumberland County. We are the only federally qualified health center in Cumberland County at this time. Someone else could come in and request that as well. We don't foresee that as being an issue, but having a letter of support from the county commissioners would be very much appreciated and would ensure our completion to be the federally qualified health center.
Any questions for Laurel?
Okay, so we are looking for approval if possible today.
I will move to approve the letter of support for Sadler Health Center, renewing their status as a federally qualified health center.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. If there's no further questions, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurel. Moving on to agenda item 17, I will call on Heather Tidwell, who's here to discuss an additional addendum to the CDBG and Home Annual Action Plan. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. So today we are looking to do a major amendment to the action plan. Due to the nature of we are doing money in, money out, it wasn't ostentatious to put a project on the plan because we wanted to go to closing within 18 months of being approved. So today we are asking for $500,000, which is under the allocation from the program year 23 for the Latino Connection Foundation to support a total units of roughly 40, that is a bit here or there. We are going to be sponsoring 5 units. This whole complex is senior affordable housing at or below 60% of the area median income. Because of this is a major amendment, this is why we are coming forward today to do a action plan adjustment to allow them to proceed with home funds.
Any questions for Heather?
I have one question. Unlike a lot of our neighbors, the latest numbers I've seen is our Latino population is pretty low. So do we have any sense of what the percentage is? No is an acceptable answer. I know I'm catching you off.
No, so I can see that the organization is actually there in the audience. They might have that fact.
Very good.
Good morning, commissioners. My name is George Fernandez. I'm the founder and CEO of Latino Connection. We are a social determinants of health agency based in Dauphin County. We've been around for approximately 10 years now. Hispanic Latinos have made up 50% of the growth in Pennsylvania over the past 2 decades, specific to Dauphin and Cumberland County. In Cumberland County, Hispanics represent today approximately 18% of the population. In Cumberland County, it's roughly 9% of the Hispanic population. Yep. So those numbers are growing tremendously. Hispanics are having 3.4 times more babies than any other ethnic demographic group. And in Cumberland County, they're moving into areas like Carlisle and Shippensburg. Yep.
Good information to have.
Thank you. And the project in front of you, while you are sponsoring 5 units, I wanted to call your attention to this image here. It is a 3.4 acre lot. Joining me today is Dr. Amber Borelli on my team, who's our grants and development manager. So a total of 42 units. The project is called Shippensburg Villas and Apartments. Our neighbor next door is approximately 100 acres of farmland. So on a 3.4 acre lot, we have a total of 42 units, 18 villas, roughly about 1,200 to 1,300 square feet each. With a 3-floor apartment building with 24 units, 1 and 2 bedrooms, anywhere between 755 square feet to 949 square feet. And correct me if I'm wrong, 92 parking spaces?
I think we've gotten to 100.
Approximately 100 parking spaces into the project. With a maintenance building, a proposed dumpster pad, and an emergency road. And this project is currently able to be built by right, and we're going in front of zoning hearing board for some exceptions for water drainage. Approximately $14 million, and our intention is to apply for tax credits in this cycle year. Tax credit applications to PHFA are due the week of Thanksgiving. So. And then what we would also humbly request from the commissioners is a support letter for that tax credit application as well.
And we can bring that forward at a future meeting.
Thanks,
Okay.
Angela.
Very good. Very informative. It's like a nice project.
Thank you. It's exciting. Affordable housing is becoming a public crisis in many townships and in many counties across Pennsylvania. Last November, we did a feasibility study And the Harrisburg Metro Carlisle area has a gap of 1,800 one-bedroom units. So these units are very dire needed. And this is a full senior living facility here in Shippensburg. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the presentation. Very informative.
Any additional questions for individuals from the Latino Connection or for Heather?
Guess we're ready for a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the 2023 program year CDBG and HO annual action plan addendum amendment to include the Latino Foundation Connection Home Grant application of $500,000.
I second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. If there's no additional questions, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
I'd love to see early.
All right, moving on to agenda item 18, I will call on Jamie Riper to discuss the contract for children and youth. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning. The first one I have is an addendum for CHOR, Youth and Family Services. We actually got their state approved packet back, and 7 of their rates came in approved lower than what we had contracted at. So this is updating that to actually lower the rates on 7 of their levels of care. The difference is ranging between 3 cents and $5. The next one I have is United Methodist Home for Children. They provide residential services for us. They are certified as a specialized setting program. They increased their rates 3% across the board and are stating the difficulty with inflation and rising costs is cost of providing services to the youth that they serve. Any questions?
Looking for action on that today.
I will move to approve the contracts for children and youth as listed on agenda item 18.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Next, I will move on to agenda item 19 and call on Ryan Simon to discuss the contract for drug and alcohol. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, commissioners. The contract with Hamilton Health Center is to change the rate for the Vivitrol injections from a stated amount to an at cost amount. That is similar to what we did with the PRS contract. PRS provides Vivitrol in Cumberland County, and Hamilton Health provides the Vivitrol in Perry County. So we were just wanting to change both of those contracts to at cost. The pharmaceutical company that they buy the Vivitrol from tends to change the rate that they're charging them whenever we're not able to change our contracts. It's like generally they change it around the end of May, and we operate on a fiscal budget, and I don't have time to do contracts and then pay the bills and do all of my reports and stuff. So we were wanting to change it to an at cost instead of a stated amount. Any questions?
No question.
Move to approve the contract with Hamilton Health Center, Inc. for drug and alcohol as presented.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item 20, I will call on Kirk Stoner to discuss the contracts for finance liquid fuels. Good morning, Kirk.
Good morning, commissioners. Contracts before you today are for 4 bridges that are part of our Cumberland County Connects or 3C transportation funding program. You saw these contracts back in April and approved them in April. Since that time, we've had the projects placed on the Harrisburg Area Transportation Studies Transportation Improvement Program, which gave us a lot better matching situation. So the projects now reflect a 5% local share versus a 40 to 50% local share that we had before. We were also able to add the Quarry Road Bridge over Mountain Creek and Cook Township. So we're really getting a great value for our money here. Total local share on the project is $254,710. The county share of that is $229,239. The rest being covered by a municipal local share. With approval of these, we'll move forward with preliminary engineering, getting our contracts together with PennDOT, with project delivery, likely to happen in probably 2025 for construction.
Any questions for Kirk?
I will move to approve the contracts for finance liquid fuels as set forth on agenda item 20.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you, Kirk. Moving on to agenda item 21, I will call on Annie Strike to discuss the contracts for MHIDD. Good morning, Annie.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I have 3 contracts to present. The first being for NHS Stevens Center. And they're one of our largest providers. This is a renewal for this fiscal year. Their contract amount is $2,945,311. It's actually a decrease of $137,180, but they provide a vast array of services for the county mental health system. Pretty much a comprehensive, virtually almost everything that we offer: administrative case management, assertive community treatment, just many of our services. And so this, while it's a large contract, it's something that's necessary to keep our county mental health system fully operational. The second being consumer satisfaction services. And this is a renewal from last year. Last year, we offered a partial contract to them. This is a full year of contract. So it's a $50,000 contract, and they oversee our community support program. They provide leadership to working with people with lived experience, our providers, and just to ensure a strong connection to what the county is doing, as well as to do some education in the community. So we see their work as very valuable to help the knowledge of what we're working on here with the county. So that's the second one. And again, that contract is for $50,000. And then the third contract is for early intervention, and it's with Christy Musselman. And she provides special instruction for children ages birth to 3. And that contract amount is $10,549. And again, that one's for early intervention. Do you folks have any questions for me?
Questions? Not hearing any, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the contracts for MHIDD as listed in agenda item 21.
I second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries.
Thank you so much, Annie.
Hey, before you go, you
Yes.
still here? Okay, great.
Yes.
Since we're fine, I'm going to go a little out of order here since I seem to be doing real well with that today. And jump forward a little bit to the liaison thing. There was an executive order that the Governor Shapiro signed yesterday and was distributed through CCAP regarding a task force, and Commissioner Fauci brought it to my attention today, so I had a chance to glance it over before. In terms of a task force that would be a no wrongdoer type of adoption at the Commonwealth level across multiple agencies. Have you seen that? Are you familiar with that at all? Can you give us a first read on that at all?
Yes, actually, I did give it a review, and ultimately, I think the governor is paying attention to the mental health needs of the Commonwealth, and he seems to be very interested in making sure that there is across the board effort to try to strengthen, I'm going to say, resources available to the county's mental health system. It feels that way just in my read of it. Certainly the proof will be down the road a piece, but I'm thankful for the attention being given to the community's mental health system, because, we know that our needs are similar to many of the other counties in our region. And so we're really focused on trying to support those efforts as much as we can. So again, as we move down the road a little bit and learn more about what the governor is thinking and strategically thinking about how to better support the mental health system, that's what we want to be supporting and helping with.
Okay, so one question. So I did take note that he's convening this group. It's 33 members, and as somebody who's done a few large group facilitations, that's a pretty challenging number. You generally got to manage that through a kind of a convoluted process. So was there any time frame laid out for this? Are they expecting to give a report? And do you know, are we just in wait and see mode on this, or do we anticipate any opportunity for input on this? And I know it's state administration focused, but I would think they would be looking for dislocations in the process. And we probably have some experience and could provide some valuable input on that.
Yeah, based on my read of the press release, there is an opportunity for county administrators, local county government folks to participate. It did specifically identify rural and urban. That was the one thing that I questioned about the press release. But certainly it would be appropriate if there are recommendations for anyone to be a participant on this work group. I would think that would be important as well. But yes, I think we can make suggestions based on my review of the press release.
Okay, that's great. Sorry to put you on the spot, but it was a good opportunity. I appreciate you taking the time to give us a little rundown on that. So we'll all stay tuned. All three commissioners are engaged in this issue. So
if I could just interject on that, Annie. So the press release has that the team on this will include 2 representatives from County Drug and Alcohol Services, 1 from a rural county and 1 from an urban, and 2 reps from an agency on aging, 1 from a rural county and 1 from an urban, and then of course 2 reps from a county mental health office, same thing. So I think it's really important that we do not take our foot off the gas on Cumberland County really leading the pack on bringing county-based mental health funding to counties across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I mean, I really think that Samantha Krebs and our team really put a lot of good work into moving this kind of thing forward. I think we played a part in this, and that's important. So I think we also have to play a part in making sure that we have a seat at the table. We don't have to hog the seats, but we need a seat at that table on that task force. So
I appreciate that. Yes, I agree.
The extent to which we can directly participate would be great. I know they've looked to us in the past because of Cumberland County's history, fine work you folks have done, as well as proximity to Harrisburg. So direct participation would be great.
Yeah.
I would be interested if, receiving your support to do that. Sure, I would be interested in participating.
So I don't know if I can do this. I think Keith will tell me if I can do this or not, but I would suggest that the 3 of us put together a letter to the governor and to the Department of Human Services to recommend that we have representation on this team. Annie is one of the most well-respected mental health professionals in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I mean, there would be no reason for Annie to not be on that team. So I would put that out for consideration from the board.
Yeah, I have no problem with us doing advocacy, formal and informal. Annie, I know you know Brenda Penyak over, and I've known Brenda for years. I think some of us do from CCAP or CCAP days. I don't think she would mind hearing from us directly as well. So she is the ear of the secretary, from what I understand. So all hands on deck.
I appreciate that. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Annie.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. All right, moving on to agenda item 22, I will call on Bob Shively to discuss the contract and grants for public safety. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Good morning, commissioners. I have 3 items for you this morning. Public safety is requesting your approval of a land lease agreement with the Shermansdale Fire Company for radio tower equipment with the Shermansdale tower and radio equipment for the radio system project. The cost is $1 per year. It's an initial term of 5 years with 4 additional 5-year renewals, and then a final 4-year term. So it's a 29-year term under the agreement. So it would be a total cost liability of $29. And then do you want me to do all 3, or do you want to vote individually?
Did you say $29?
Yeah, $29, $1 a year.
Okay.
You can do all 3, Bob.
Okay. Second one would be approval of the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Performance Grant, or EMPG. It's a reimbursable federal grant through PEMA at the state level. This is for the performance period October 1st of 2022 through September 30th of 2023. It's based on the amount of federal money in the grant, and then through the state formula of how many total positions they're covering statewide. It does cover a portion of salary and benefits for 2 of our public safety positions once we meet our annual statement of work and our quarterly reporting requirements, which we did meet. So we would be accepting our total grant award this year, $97,899, which is down a little from last year. That would be less, $16,496 from last year. And then the final one would be to approve the acceptance of the Energy Transfer First Responder Fund Grant. We had applied, I believe, for just over $55,000, but they did award us $15,300.42 for the hazardous materials response team, tentatively slated to be used towards the replacement of combustible gas meters and air monitoring equipment.
Any questions for Bob on the contract or either grant?
I will move to approve the contracts and grants for public safety as set forth on agenda item 22.
Second. Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you so much, Bob.
$29, because I'm used to like 3 more zeros being on the end of September here.
We did make sure that wasn't a typo.
Okay.
Thanks. All right, that brings us to agenda item 23, which is Commissioners' Liaison Reports, and I will start by calling on Commissioner Eichelberger.
Okay, very briefly, well, I printed them out, but they're not here. Okay. I have a little bit from Justin on recycling. We're going to cancel the committee meeting, the authority meeting next week. He's mostly working on like the yard waste stuff, and they're trying to get a lot of grinding done to make room for the new fall inventory, I guess you would call it, at the storage site. So he's been engaged on that to a large degree. The let's see there. Oh, that's right. He worked with Kirk to get the request for quotes sent out, and this is regarding the recycling center we've all been discussing. I said they scaled it back a little bit. They're asking for conceptual ideas and estimated costs. Right now, we're budgeted at about 1.5 million. They want to see what the specs, if you could call them that, are going to yield for us. So there was an optional site visit yesterday. So 5 firms showed up. So there's a good deal of interest in it, obviously. Let's see, working on the equipment, training Mechanicsburg employees on the screener tomorrow. So a lot of municipal work there because of the participation with the yard waste equipment. So that's always good. We like the participation there. We like it when they ask for training so that our equipment is well taken care of. We can avoid some of the problems that have surfaced in the past. So, okay, we discussed the task group for our MHIDD. Our meeting is next week for any newest updates. The couple of items, nothing surprising really. The QPR training continues. The case numbers are still in significant increase profile. I'm going to ask Annie to give us a little bit more information on the Regional Crisis Center, walk-in center update, because that is, as you know, it's at a point where things are moving very rapidly on that. And we'll have more to say on that publicly in the near future with the other counties that are involved, of course. So the staffing crisis continues, especially on the ID side. Worth mentioning, 6 individuals began the new project search cycle on September 5. We've got 2 new departments in the county that have agreed to participate: Veterans Affairs, as well as our friends at Rapid Transit, and not county office, but county affiliate, of course, and pursuing an intern site with Dickinson Food Service, which the commissioners have approved. And Additional training going on. Early intervention numbers still up. October 14, NAMI has their upcoming walk on mental health mental illness awareness week. And so a number of public functions meant to continue drawing attention, which we've been trying to build on over the course of months here, on the need for greater state commitment on that. I think I'm going to leave it at that. So that's all I have. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Foster.
Hey, good morning, Cumberland County. I would remind you to use the Cumberland County Library System. It's just such a great place and so many wonderful things to do. The Local Emergency Planning Committee has their summit next week, October 19th, and it's a sold out show. And like any good sold out show, there is a wait list. So if you want to go to the summit, just go out to their website, you can register and you will be on the wait list to get in. I imagine there will be velvet ropes and they will be checking everyone in. So it's very exciting. This is the first time they've sold it out. I know that they are beyond thrilled that that has happened. And they work tremendously hard. And then the Western Cog met on Monday. They did their own salt bid this year. And so it was really, really cool to be there and sit with them when they opened all of the salt bids and, you know, went through everything. I thought that was really great. They do such a nice job of getting together and figuring things out. They also are inviting broadband providers in to talk with them. So on Monday, a representative from Zito Business came out to talk with them. And they expressed their concern in a lack of service in their area, and then a lack of good customer service when they call with problems to Zito. So it was good to see a representative there to really talk those things through with them. And I think they were hopeful that that person will get the right connections at Zito to help them out. But broadband in our rural areas is so important, and we just don't have enough of it yet. And that's all I have, Angela. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Commissioner. Commissioner DiFilippo.
Thank you. The Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board met October the 10th. That board is finally back up to full membership. Some notes here of interest: the maximum for emergency repairs, loans for emergency repairs have been increased to $10,000. The 2024 budget was approved. And update on the first time homebuyer program since its inception in 1998. 850 home buyers have been able to buy a home. Update on the down payment and closing cost assistance program. We've had 20 settlements so far in 2023. 2 settlements are scheduled for October this year. What it is being determined right now is it's not as easy to find available homes. Home prices remain high and interest rates right now for 30-year mortgage are pushing 7.5%. George Fernandez, who was here today, he also gave a presentation at the meeting about the senior citizen affordable housing project in Southampton Township. It's actually at the corner of Cleaversburg Road and Baltimore Road. And in addition to the information and was provided and approved today, the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board did approve a $70,000 loan for the project that will be for settlement costs. The Ag Board met yesterday. The board voted and approved changes to guidelines of the Ag Preservation Easement Policy. Changes included clarification on replacement of a pre-existing residence, updates to the planning and development map that hasn't been done in about 10 years, and the cap per acre was approved to be increased from 4,000 to 4,500 per acre. We have noticed over the last 15 years, the easement values continue to go up, and the program designates that a county cannot pay more than easement value per acre per preserved conservation easement. We are now seeing some of our easement values exceed $4,000. There were 2 workshops done to educate interested applicants They were done off-site this time. One was done in Dickinson Township and one in North Newton. We had about 20 interested landowners attend. And that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Moving on to agenda item 24, I would like to report that an executive session was held on October 4th, 2023 at 10:15 a.m. regarding personnel. And this time I'll ask if there's any other business to come before the board. Hearing and seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.